Welcome back to Edgemont Elegance, everybody. It is week 57 of this custom home build, and my goodness, are we starting to get things done around this home. You can see right behind me here, we've got the landscapers getting the artificial turf installed, and that is looking amazing. Some nice curves going on in here. That is actually one of the really neat things about artificial turf is you can create these really interesting shapes, and you don't have to go around with an edge trimmer and keep it in that shape every week, every year. Do it once and it looks great for the rest of time. So, I mean, I think this looks awesome. Now, this is a higher end turf, and let me just grab a piece of this. So with this turf, you can see that they've actually layered in some thatching, which is what makes it look more like real grass. So like once this is all filled with sand and all dialed in, whatever else, this is going to look exactly like real grass. Like it is so close to the real thing, it's not even funny. So this is just going to look amazing in this front yard here. We've got the walkway going to the front door. There's going to be some cool tile by the front door over there. Last soldier course of the paving stones going in front of the garage door here. So these stones are sloped this way, these stones are sloped this way, ever so much. And so the water goes into this beautiful trench drain that we have here. Front yard looking amazing, coming together. Now, the other thing that was installed were the sump pumps, and those are over yonder, and I'd like to take a second and show you what those look like, because I think, you know, sometimes people don't quite understand what's going on to make their house work. And so the sump pumps that I'm going to show you right now, these are what keep the drain tile free of water. So that keeps the basement from flooding. Rainwater leaders go into a different sump, not into the same one, but nonetheless, let's go over and have a look. So what we've got here is a dual sump pump system, right? And so the way that the controller inside of the home works is when there's a call for drainage in this sump, pump one will be fired, and then it'll go until it's empty. And then the next time there's a call for drainage, pump two will go, empty it out, and then pump one, pump two, pump one. So that way, not a singular, like one pump doesn't just die. Now, if one pump isn't keeping up with the amount of the volume of water that's going in there, both pumps will fire on. And that will also trigger an alarm inside of the home. We've got the two pumps down here. They come up and they get pumped into a 2-inch PVC pipe that goes into the secondary sump. So primary sump, deep, it's about, I don't know, 15, 16 feet down, give or take. It's a long way down. That's a deep ass hole. That's pretty funny. You can leave that in. I laughed at myself, and that's a good one. It's a deep ass hole. The hole is really deep, is what I was trying to say. Percolation field, the stormwater management system that our beloved friends at the District of North Vancouver have thrust upon us. So at least this home, the stormwater management system, I think only costs like 10 grand. I think it cost me 50 or 60 when I built my own personal home. And that's after tax dollars, I might point out. This stormwater management thing is an absolute joke in the District of North Vancouver. It's ridiculous. The district needs to get their heads out of their asses, and they need to take care of the stormwater on their side of things. They should not be like pushing off their responsibilities to homeowners. It's absolute ridiculousness, and they need to be held accountable for that. It's absolute bullshit. Stormwater management is out of control in the District of North Vancouver. That needs to change. Okay, so I can't remember exactly if all of the retaining wall was done. I think it was, but we are now totally faced in granite, and we have our soldier course fully installed against the wall. This part of the driveway slopes towards the garage, and the water is intended to go around the corner and into the garage trench drain over there. But then when we get to roughly here, we now have the driveway sloping towards the retaining wall. And so this is what the drain looks on the side of the retaining wall. And again, we've got everything all cleaned up in here. So this is the absolute finished look out here, except for the fact that we haven't had the retaining wall acid wash yet, which will happen. But this is looking fantastic in here, like absolutely great. What a beautiful driveway for this home. I mean, it's fantastic. Let's jump inside the house and check out what's going on in there. Okay, so we now have the family room. I think this is what it's called. Family room, great room ceiling, all dialed in now. It is looking absolutely meticulous. I mean, nothing shows more of professionalism than when you get to the peak of a ceiling and the two pieces of wood at the peak of the ceiling are almost exactly the same width. I mean, these guys did an absolutely phenomenal job on this ceiling. It looks so good. And then you'll notice on the sides, on both sides there, that it's been held off the wall a little bit. And the reason being is there's actually gonna be an LED strip light going in behind this TNG here, which is gonna create this really cool indirect lighting effect in this room. So once this is all done, it is going to look amazing. It would appear that we had some cabinet boxes delivered yesterday or the day before. They weren't here when I was here on Monday. It's Wednesday today, if you care. These are all here, and I believe that these are gonna ultimately get installed in this room right here. You know, a cool feature of this home, designed by the homeowner actually, is he wanted to be able to unplug and mess around with the wires at the back of his amplifiers in this space. And so he's created this door system that faces into his office. So now when these cabinets go in here, he'll have all of his amplifiers and everything else in here for his audiovisual stuff that will be happening for this room. He won't have to like pull things out of the cabinet to make it happen. You know, like how annoying it is to pull it out and then try to like get wires back in and then slide it in again. You just literally can put your electronics in the cabinet and plug wires into the back of it and do your wire management at the back of it. Easy peasy. So this is a really great idea, and I will be borrowing this in the future because I think that's a really cool feature. So here we are in the basement, and the painters have started to do, and I feel like they might be finished painting out all the trim. And so you can see, and I mean, again, like I wish I had touch-o-vision, like how smooth these trims are. Like these guys just do an exquisite job of getting the paint on the moldings. I just think it looks phenomenal. And then again, on the crown moldings, like everything just looks so smooth, so clean. It looks like furniture. It's incredible, the finish. Again, doors all set up and painted, right? And we can tell that they've been painted because there's paint on the or on the round board below. But again, like nice, smooth, beautiful, good to go. And again, we talked about it before in previous video, but you know, make sure if you're gonna do this technique, you keep your door elevated off of the round board. Otherwise you get kind of like an orange peel on the bottom of it, and that is problems. So solution to a problem that had plagued these painters and other painters for a long time, keep the doors off the ground, life is good. Now, moving into this room over here, again, we have more doors in here. And now Kyle might be wondering to himself, why is there poly on the ceiling in here? And the reason for that is because when they're using their spray paint gun, they will get paint and overspray onto the ceiling. And the sheen of the molding and doors is probably like a satin finish. And I'm guessing the walls will be some sort of like eggshell, low luster sort of thing, right? So this is gonna be a little bit shinier. And because it's a little bit shinier, it'll do weird things on the ceiling. If you get this paint on the ceiling and paint over top of it, just problem. So protect the ceiling from the overspray. And again, these doors, beautiful. Again, I wish you had touch-o-vision so you could also see how wonderful these are. So this is kind of sort of what it looks like when they're prepping for getting all the paint done. And so this will all get very precisely removed, and that will make sure the glass doesn't have any overspray on it. Again, same thing. We've got all of the trim all painted, looking meticulous and beautiful in this space as well. I mean, this is a basement suite, and it is stunning down here. Absolutely beautiful. Like, how nice a basement suite is this, dude? Yeah. Ridiculous. So nice. And again, you know, like this is with all of this stuff in the way. Like, I mean, I can already see it with like proper paint on the walls and the protection up. Like, ugh. Just beautiful, absolutely magnificent suite. And again, the painters have just been doing a bang up job for us. Okay, so this is what the finished stair skirting looks like now that it's been painted. So still need to finish doing the landing, but the landing can't be done until the flooring is down. So here you can see that there's some gappage between the stairs and the wall. And Unfortunately for this home, we used a subcontractor that did our framing, and we just did not manage them to make sure that they put a 2x4 between the stair stringer and the framing. And so these skirt pieces actually had to kind of sort of been notched to fit around these stairs, which takes a whole bunch of time and is a waste of time, right? If you leave that 1.5 inches between your stair stringer and your frame wall, then this stair skirt can just be one straight piece sitting up there, and life is so much easier, like so much easier. So always, like when you're framing your stairs, leave 1.5 inches between the edge of your framing here and the wall. Now, if you're doing carpet on your stairs, that changes, right? If you're doing carpet on your stairs, you really only want to leave an inch and a quarter. Well, I mean, it depends if you're doing the stair stringer or not, right? Like if you're doing the stair stringer, you've got a 1/2 inch of drywall, 1/2 inch of molding, and that's gonna modulate because wood. And so your carpet can for sure overhang, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Obviously hardwood can, like even if there was an inch gap between the edge of here and the flooring, that would be perfectly fine, no issue. So, I mean, the 1.5 inches, it works. It just does. That's the best way to do it, guys. Well, we can safely say that we did have cabinets arrive in the last couple of days, because these for sure weren't here when I was here on Monday. So they must have come late in the day Monday or arrived yesterday. Again, we've got all of the trim work all painted in here, and our beloved painters, Rockstar Painting, have got all of their imperfections taped off on all the walls. Yes, they're that meticulous. They do an amazing job. Just look at like the catching everything. And then anyways, it's gonna look so good when it's done. And I'll tell you what, people are always thinking, oh, I can cheap out on the paint, cheap out, like I'll tell you what, don't cheap out on drywall, don't cheap out on paint, and don't cheap out on your cabinets. Like honestly, I don't think you'd cheap out on anything really, but like really and truly, the paint is what you look at all day, every day. Spend the money to hire professional painters that will come and take the time to prepare the surfaces and do a great job of painting them and dealing with them throughout the process, right? Like you can't just blindly apply paint. Like it's paint, sand, paint, sand, paint, sand. 80% of painting is in the preparation. That really and truly is where the difference makes. Like if you don't have the material, the drywall or the moldings properly prepared, they'll look like hell when they get painted. So this is really important to make sure that this is prepared properly and painted professionally. Like, trust me, like you might think you can paint it yourself, you'd be wrong. Now, could you come in and a homeowner come in and paint this after it's already been done professionally in the future? Sure, probably, like you could do a decent job. But if you're doing a massive home build or renovation or anything like that, like I think we have like 5 or 6 painters here every day, and I think they were here for the better part of a week just getting the trims ready to receive paint. The paint goes on in half a day, right? They do one coat, wait for it to dry, light sand, another coat, wait for it to dry, light sand, one coat. So I think they get 2 coats on a day, and I think there's 3 or 4 coats on here. Pay for professional painting. You will not regret it. Okay, so here we are in the upper landing, and you can start to see like just the amount of natural light that's coming in here via the skylight that's at the top of the stairs, and just the openness and the connection from this landing to the main floor. Obviously, we don't have any railings or the finished stairs in yet, and that will be coming in the near future. But it looks amazing, and what a nice space to get to come home to. Like, it's just beautiful. I absolutely love this stairwell. It's just great. Lovely. Lovely, I say. That's a wrap on today, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our content and get to this point. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoy our content, dislike it if you don't, I don't mind. And also comment, like if you have questions about what we're doing, I'd love to hear from you, and I try to respond to as much of the comments as I possibly can. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. Sorry, I'm not instantaneous reply guy. I have a lot going on, but I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. Now, if you are thinking about building a beautiful custom home like this, we would love to be your partners in success. Love, love, love. Please reach out on our phone number over here, website over here. Love to hear from you. Be your partners in success. Let's build something beautiful together. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching and stay awesome. See you next time. Bye now.